The real battle is between who you are and who you're meant to become. That conflict, that tension, it's what drives people to greatness or leaves them stuck in cycles of self-doubt and frustration. Most people don't even realize this battle is happening. They wake up, go through the motions, and accept a version of themselves that's far below what they're capable of. But deep down, somewhere inside, they know there's more. They feel it. That restlessness. That fire that won't go out. It's the call of the person they were meant to be, pulling at them, screaming to be set free. Every person is born with a unique set of talents, gifts, and potential. But as life happens, failures, rejection, criticism, trauma, that vision starts to dim. You start to shrink. You start to believe the lies. I'm not good enough. I'm too late. I don't have what it takes. And little by little, you become a version of yourself that's safe, predictable, and small. But let me tell you, playing small doesn't serve the world. It doesn't serve your purpose, and it certainly doesn't serve your soul. This war within is not about external circumstances. It's not about how much money you have, what background you came from, or how many degrees are on your wall. It's about choice. It's about the decision to stop living as a watered-down version of yourself and start becoming the person you were born to be. And that journey isn't easy. It requires honesty, brutal honesty. You have to confront the habits, patterns, and beliefs that have kept you stuck. You have to face the fear, the shame, the stories you've told yourself about why you can't change. But here's the thing. Growth always comes through resistance. Just like a muscle grows when it's pushed beyond its limit, your true self emerges when you push beyond the limits you've placed on your identity. Who you are today may be comfortable. It may be familiar. But it's not the end of your story. It's just the beginning. The future version of you, the one who is bold, fearless, impactful, that person is waiting on the other side of your excuses, your comfort zone, your distractions. You already know what you need to do. It's inside you. That vision, that dream, that higher standard, it's been calling you for years, but to reach it, to live it, to become it, you have to go to war with the parts of yourself that resist change, the lazy part, the scared part, the part that wants to blend in, stay quiet, keep the peace. That's the internal enemy. That's the part that must be faced head-on. And understand this. The version of you that you are today will not get you to the version of you that you are meant to become. Something has to break. Something has to change. You don't need more time, more information, or more motivation. You need a moment of truth, a decision. A commitment to stop living at half capacity and step fully into your power. You are the commander of your thoughts. Choose which voice wins. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, there's a battle raging inside your mind. One voice tells you to play it safe, to stay quiet, to avoid failure. It whispers fear, doubt, and limitation. It convinces you that you're not ready, not worthy, not strong enough. And then there's another voice, quieter at first, but more powerful. It's the voice of truth. It speaks of courage, purpose, and growth. It tells you to step up, to speak out, to rise higher. And the one that wins is the one you feed. Thoughts are not just passing ideas floating through your brain. They are commands, instructions, orders, and you are the one who chooses which ones to obey. That's why mindset isn't a buzzword. It's the foundation of everything. You can't have a successful life with a defeated mindset. You can't chase greatness if your mind is stuck in survival mode. Most people live their lives reacting to their thoughts as if they have no control. But you do. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching your thoughts. And that means you can interrupt them, replace them, and create new ones. The problem is, too many people let their mind run them instead of taking command. They live by default, not by design. And when fear shows up, they listen. When doubt creeps in, they surrender. That's not leadership, that's not ownership, that's giving your power away. But when you step into the role of commander, when you start choosing your thoughts deliberately, intentionally, that's when everything changes. That's when clarity returns. That's when momentum builds. The human brain is wired for survival, not success. It will always try to protect you from risk, uncertainty, or discomfort. But growth lives in those exact places. So you've got to train your mind to lean into challenge, not away from it. That means replacing "what if I fail" with "what if I fly." It means shifting from "I'm not ready" to "I'll figure it out." These aren't just affirmations. They're strategies, tools, weapons. You use them to override the noise and take back control. And let's be clear, this isn't about being positive all the time. It's about being powerful. It's about choosing thoughts that serve your mission, not sabotage it. Thoughts that move you forward, not keep you stuck. The most successful people in the world don't have perfect minds. They have trained minds. Minds that know how to dismiss distraction, overcome doubt, and take decisive action when others freeze. You don't need permission to take command of your thoughts. You already have that power. But like any form of leadership, it requires practice. You've got to be aware of what you're thinking moment by moment. You've got to challenge the stories, question the fears, and rewrite the script playing in your head. You don't get what you want, you get what you fight for. Everyone wants something: success, love, peace, respect, fulfillment. But wanting isn't enough. Wishing, hoping, dreaming, none of those alone will bring the life you envision into reality. Because the universe doesn't reward wishful thinking. It rewards those who show up with fire in their eyes, grit in their gut, and relentless determination in their spirit. You can want the world, but if you're not willing to fight for it, it will never be yours. We live in a time where people are more focused on what they deserve than what they're willing to endure. But the truth is, nothing worthwhile comes without struggle. You don't get the body without the sweat. You don't get the business without the late nights. You don't get the confidence without confronting the fear. You don't get peace without going through some chaos. You've got to earn it. You've got to bleed for it. You've got to fight for it. And fighting doesn't always mean throwing punches or breaking barriers with brute force. Sometimes fighting means showing up when you feel broken. It means keeping your word when no one else is watching. It means doing the hard thing, the boring thing, the uncomfortable thing, over and over again. It means choosing growth over comfort, progress over perfection, purpose over popularity. It's not glamorous and it's not easy, but it's what separates the people who talk about what they want from the people who live it. Every excuse is a wall between you and the life you say you want. And the more you feed those excuses, the stronger they get. But every time you push through, every time you act, instead of waiting, you chip away at that wall. Piece by piece, moment by moment, the life you envision starts to take shape, not because it was handed to you, but because you were willing to fight for it when it wasn't easy, when it wasn't fun, and when no one else believed in you. Most people are waiting for motivation, waiting for the right time, waiting for someone to give them a shot. But winners don't wait, they create. They don't ask for permission, they take ownership. If you want a breakthrough, you have to become the kind of person who demands more from yourself than the world ever could. The kind of person who shows up even when the odds are stacked, who refuses to quit even when quitting looks easier, and who stands tall even when life tries to knock you flat. Desire without effort is just fantasy. Talk without action is just noise. You may not control every outcome, but you control the fight, the intensity, the persistence, and when you decide to give everything you've got, not just once, but daily, that's when things begin to shift. Not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you get stronger, more focused, more aligned with who you were born to be. Discipline defeats doubt every single time. Doubt is loud. It creeps in when you're tired, when things aren't going as planned, when fear starts whispering lies in your ear. It questions your ability, your worth, your purpose. And if you give it room to grow, it will choke your progress. But discipline? Discipline is quiet, consistent, unshakable. It doesn't shout or beg for attention, it just shows up. Day after day, no matter how you feel, and in the long run, it always wins. Most people believe they need confidence to take action. They think they need motivation to get started. But that's backward. Action creates confidence. Movement builds momentum. Discipline doesn't care how you feel, it only cares what you do. That's what makes it the ultimate weapon against doubt. When doubt says, "You can't," discipline responds, "Watch me." When doubt says, "It's too hard," discipline answers, "Do it anyway." Discipline becomes your armor, your structure, your edge. There will be days when you wake up and feel like quitting. There will be seasons when everything feels like it's falling apart. But if you've built the habit of showing up no matter what, those moments won't define you. Your feelings will scream at you to pull back, to stay in bed, to postpone your goals just one more day. But discipline teaches you to move anyway, to act in alignment with your standards, not your emotions. You don't build discipline by waiting for the perfect moment. You build it by doing hard things, especially when you don't feel like it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you stack proof. Proof that you can be trusted. Proof that you can rely on yourself. And that proof becomes a shield against doubt. Because doubt thrives in the absence of evidence. But when you've shown up for weeks, months, years, when you've pushed through the discomfort and done what had to be done, that voice of doubt loses its grip. People often confuse discipline with restriction, but the truth is, discipline is the path to freedom. When you master your habits, you free yourself from the chaos of inconsistency. When you stick to your plan, you silence the mental noise of indecision. Discipline gives you clarity, it gives you control, it builds character, sharpens focus, and fuels resilience. Think about the people you admire, the ones who consistently perform, lead, grow, and inspire. It's not luck, it's not talent alone, it's discipline. The willingness to do what others won't. The choice to keep going when the mood fades. That's what separates winners from wishers. Because the truth is, everyone doubts themselves at some point. Everyone feels fear, but not everyone pushes through it. The ones who do, they don't wait for doubt to disappear. They drown it out with disciplined action. They don't argue with their fears. They outwork them. They don't let doubt sit in the driver's seat. They keep moving, even if doubt is riding in the back. Pain is not the enemy. It's the signal. Most people run from pain. They try to numb it, avoid it, or distract themselves from it. But pain is one of the most powerful forces for transformation if you learn how to listen to it. It's not there to punish you, it's there to wake you up. Pain says something needs to change, something's out of alignment, something's calling for your attention. And if you ignore it, it only grows louder. But if you lean into it, if you face it head-on, pain becomes the starting point for power. Think about it. Some of the most incredible breakthroughs in life come right after your hardest moments. People who turn their lives around don't do it because everything was perfect. They do it because something hurt so bad, they had no choice but to rise. Whether it's the pain of being broke, the pain of betrayal, the pain of regret, or the pain of being stuck, those are not the signals to retreat. They're the signals to rebuild, to refocus, to rise stronger, smarter, and more intentional. Pain is honest. It doesn't lie to you. It's raw. It's real. And it reveals the truth about where you are and what needs to change. But here's what most people miss. Pain isn't the problem. Avoiding it is. Because when you numb pain, you also numb your drive, your fire, your hunger. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from tension, from resistance, from the fire that pain creates inside of you. The fire that says, "This ends here," or "Never again," or "I will become something greater because of this." There is a version of you waiting on the other side of pain. A version more powerful, more focused, more disciplined than the one that's standing here today. But you have to go through it. You have to use it. Let the pain remind you what matters. Let it fuel your decisions. Let it sharpen your vision. Every scar you carry is proof that you fought, that you didn't fold, that you're still standing. So, stop being afraid of the pain and start learning from it. Some people get hurt and stay broken. Others get hurt and become unbreakable. What's the difference? Meaning. The first group makes the pain the story. The second group makes the pain the fuel. And once you shift your perspective, pain stops being this thing you fear and starts being a force you respect. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" That's how you shift from victim to victor, from powerless to powerful. If you're in pain right now, don't shrink, don't run. Sit with it, breathe through it, use it. Pain will introduce you to parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It will break down the walls you built to stay safe and challenge you to build something stronger in their place. Change your standards, change your life. Most people think change starts with a goal, but real, lasting transformation begins with a decision about what you will no longer tolerate. It starts when you raise the bar, not just for what you want, but for what you expect from yourself. You don't rise to the level of your desires, you rise or fall to the level of your standards. If your standard is comfort, you'll avoid challenges. If your standard is mediocrity, you'll settle. But when your standard is greatness, when your standard is nothing less than your best, your entire life begins to shift. Standards are not dreams. They're not wishes. They're the invisible rules you live by every single day. They dictate what time you get up, how hard you work, how you treat people, how you handle adversity. They shape your habits, your mindset, your discipline. When you set low standards, you create a life of excuses, regrets, and unfulfilled potential. But when you demand more from yourself, when you decide that good enough is no longer good enough, everything changes. Your actions rise. Your focus sharpens. Your outcomes improve. You can't fake high standards. They show up in the details, in the way you speak to yourself, in how you prepare, in how you follow through. People with high standards don't wait for things to be easy or convenient. They commit, and then they figure it out. They don't blame, they don't point fingers, they don't wait for someone to save them. They lead themselves, because they understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. Excellence in the small things creates power in the big moments. There's a reason some people always seem to get ahead. It's not because they're luckier or smarter. It's because their standards are non-negotiable. They refuse to go to bed with unfinished business. They won't allow their emotions to dictate their habits. They don't just talk about goals. They structure their lives around achieving them. They train when others relax. They study when others scroll. They act when others hesitate. And it's not because they feel like it. It's because their identity demands it. You want to change your results? Change what you're willing to accept from yourself. Don't say, I want to be healthy, then keep living like you're not. Don't say, I want to be successful, then keep acting like it's optional. Change isn't complicated, it's a decision, and it starts with declaring a new standard, one that scares you, one that stretches you, one that says, I'm done living below what I know I'm capable of. Your life right now is a reflection of your standards up to this point. Every breakthrough you want, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, lives just beyond the standard you've been settling for. The good news? You can raise it. Today, right now. The moment you stop tolerating less than excellence from yourself, your habits start to change. Your circle tightens. Your energy shifts. You begin attracting new challenges, new opportunities, new outcomes.